Hi, good day everyone. We are from Group 6 and we'll be presenting about European Union. So now I will first briefly explain about question 1, which is economic integration. The economic integration is an arrangement among nations that typically includes the reduction or elimination of trade barriers and the coordination of monetary and fiscal policies. Economic integration aims to reduce costs for both consumers and producers and to increase trade between the countries involved in the agreement. Besides, economic integration is sometimes referred as regional integration as it often occurs between neighboring nations. In judging the degree of integration, economists will usually look up at these four measurements, which are trade flows, capital flows, people flows, and the similarity of prices in separate markets. By practicing economic integration, there will be advantage on trade benefits, employment, and the political cooperation. But the major one is increasing trade and investment flows, also raising the standard of living. And the European Union represents a complete economic integration.
What is the European Union? EU. Okay. European Union consists of 28 member states, more than 500 million of citizens. Current candidates for EU membership is Albania, the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, and Turkey.
Okay, then I will continue with how does European Union works. The Union's purpose is to promote peace, establish a unified economic and monetary system, promote inclusions and combat discriminations, break down barriers to trade and borders, encourage technological and scientific developments and environmental protections, and promote goals like a competitive global markets and social progress. The EU main economic engine is the single market, and it enables most goods and services, money and people to move freely. The EU aim to develop this huge resource to the other areas like energy, knowledge and capital market to ensure that Europeans can draw the maximum benefits from it. The elimination of border barriers between EU's members has made it easier for people to move across the country, and it has become more easier to live and work in another country in Europeans. All EU citizens have the rights and freedom to choose in which EUs they want to study, work or retire. Every EU country must treat EU citizens in exactly the same way as its own citizens when it comes to the matter of employment, social security and tax. The EU functions by the three governing system, including a council, a parliament, and a commission, and launch a single European currency such as euro. The EU remains focused on making its governing institution more transparent and democratic. Decisions are taken as openly as possible and as closely as possible to the citizen. More powers have been given to directly elected European Parliament, while national parliaments plays a greater role working alongside the European institutions such as European Council, the Council, and European Commissions. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
For the economy policy of EU, there are two. The first one is agricultural policy. Okay, the Common Agricultural Policy, known as CAP, protects family farm incomes, support the rural economy, ensure the production of high quality safe food for consumers, and protect rural landscape and the environment. Okay, the second one is Single European Act. Okay, the Single European Act was the first major revision of the 1957 Treaty of Rome. The Act set the European Community an objective of establishing a single market by 31st December 1992, and the forerunner of the European Union's common foreign and security policy. It helped codify European political cooperation.
Next is the challenges for EU. So first challenge is Brexit. Okay, the first one, Brexit is a withdrawal from EU to UK. So this Brexit is to negotiate the future relationship between Britain and the EU. So to enhance its competitive position, the EU will reject a deal with a neighboring country using low taxes, low labor standard, levy state aids and subsidies, and a soft regulatory framework for the environment safety. So in reality, access to the single market with 7 of its 10 top export market require Britain to shadow EU rules without participating in decision making. And that will be hard to swallow. Britain says price on its products sold in the EU will go up, and barriers may arise for its financial sector, which account for 10% of its total export for the EU. So concluding free trade agreement with other countries will be more difficult, as they may ask for less less stringent rules than applied by the EU. So forcing Britain to choose between EU rule set and what the third countries demand. That likely happen for agriculture and food in a free trade agreement with the United States. The EU will not allow American agriculture and foods with lower standard to enter its market via Britain. Second challenge is deepening the integration. So this challenge is to strengthen the Eurozone, a common defense, protect the external border, and ensure that all member states adhere to the principle underpinning the integration. So the Eurozone is for the time being doing quite well, and a considerable strengthening has taken place in the outbreak of the global financial crisis from 2008-2009. It is, however, clear that it has still not found a shape where it is beyond doubt that it can further economic growth and withstand a new financial crisis should it come. So Europe still depends on the United States for its defense, as most nations only spend 1.5% of GDP on defense. So what's more is that despite strenuous effort over many years, and no European structure has been built to frame a common defense. And the last challenge is carbon neutral and recycling. So this is the plan for a European Green Deal. So the basic idea of this plan is to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050 and not to emit more greenhouse gases than is absorbed for all 27 member states. So the EU is already on its way as a greenhouse gas emissions in 2018 were 23% lower than the 1990 level closing in on the interim target of having emissions by 2030. Okay, so several of the Central European and the Eastern European countries that depends on coal for energy supply will struggle to meet this target. So getting there will be expensive because additional investment of euro is 1.5% of EU GDP, and it is necessary to meet the interim 2030 target, and it's much more looking 2050. So that's all from us. Thank you.